game like Saturday night is like a great example where, you have strong goes on those fourth downs and they really paid off. Just what is your thoughts generally about all of this? And do you think it plays a role?
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely a place for analytics in football. I think it's you kind of touched on it. Not really my department. As players, we're really just in the moment and, all right, coach, whatever you call, we're going to do, and we're going to execute it to the best of our abilities. So I'm, just a little bit aware of kind of those conversations, but that's really not something you're thinking about in the heat of the moment. You're just saying, are we going for it or are we not? And if we are, what do we got? Let's put our head down and get that first down. But yeah, I definitely think there's a place for it when used correctly.
Bob Kravitz.
Yeah, Carson, a general question. In what ways do you feel like you've improved this year, or you've returned to form this year? Are there some subtle things that you're doing that you feel like you're coming around?
Yeah, for one, I've had a lot of fun this year. And I think just playing with this team and every week and every play has just been an opportunity to continue to learn and grow and mesh with this team. So I think just coaches and everybody's done a great job of just kind of building a game plan around what we do well. I think, and just for me, that's allowed me to, obviously we're handing the ball off to JT a lot. Some games they're stopping the run, so we got to mix it up with play action pass. And I think it's just really put us all in the right position to do what we do best. And coach has done a great job of that. So I think that's part of the reason why offensively we've been able to have some success.
Greg Doyle.
Yeah, hi. Carson, with the NFL changing their rules about testing and all that, and now only unvaccinated or symptomatic players have to test, does that change how you feel about getting the vaccine? Does the pain in the neck that they're kind of making you guys jump through change your calculus here?
Yeah, I mean, for me, nothing's changed. It's the same protocols for us as it's been all year. Following them as best as we can, and trying to stay as healthy as possible. So, it kind of is what it is. And we've talked about it a lot, early in the year, and nothing's really changed for me on that front.
Have you said exactly why? And if you have, forgive me, but why? You must have a reason. What is your reason?
Yeah. Talked a lot about it earlier in the year. So we can go check those ones. I don't really want to discuss that right now.
Okay.
Mike Chappell.
Carson, it's been kind of a crazy year. There have been some games where people were critical of the team for not running the ball enough. And now all of a sudden you guys are running the heck out of it. When a team's running for the 200 yards you guys have been, is it difficult to still be aggressive or efficient in the pass game, or can you walk and chew gum at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, honestly. And really every game's different. And you kind of touched on it. Some games we pick up full steam in the run game, and especially in those games when we have a lead and we're able to sustain the lead and the defense has been playing the way they've been playing as of late. Kind of those things just all factor in together. And so in the passing game, we got to be ready, take our shots when they're there. And we still strive to be efficient and be explosive. But the flow of the game kind of every single week can be different. And so this last one was obviously very strange and to some extent in that regard. But we still definitely need to be better. I need to be better with the opportunities that I did have.
Without making it too simple, so you guys are confident you can flip the switch when you have to with the passing game? We are.
I think we're, it's something we talk a lot about. And I think we've shown that in some games where teams want to stack the box. All right, let's throw them out of it type of thing. And I think we've done that effectively. And, I think every week's going to be different in how teams want to prepare for us and try and stop us. And we'll have answers for that.
Thank you.
Joel Erickson.
Carson, what's the key for you on a quarterback sneak? What are you thinking when you're at the line?
Put my head down and go. Put my head down and go and drive my feet. The big guys up front kind of paved the way for me. If they're getting the first down, if they're falling forward enough, I better be too.
Do you? It felt like last week you went behind Quentin every time. Is that kind of regardless? You're going behind 56.
Not necessarily. No. I mean, it's all about the look, and there's a lot of factors at play every single time.
JJ.
Hey Carson, you mentioned obviously handing off to JT quite a bit, but what are your responsibilities on some run plays where, you might get to the line and call it check, to a different run or something like that? What are your responsibilities on those run plays?
Yeah, I mean, there's rarely a play where you're just calling it and lining up and letting it ride. There's a lot of different identifications and stuff that, for one, the center takes care of really well, for one. But then two, I got to just be ready when it's not the right look or, changing plays, which to the coach's credit, they prepare me for that really well. And obviously it's a big part of what we do and how we want to run our plays on our terms, so to speak. And so, yeah, it's definitely more involved than just lining up and saying hut, but at the same time, sometimes that's all it is.
Mike Wells.
Hey, Carson, you said earlier in the season, you talked about how, when it comes to taking risks, you'll continue to toe the line. How much did you have to alter your game some? Frank said when he got here, he basically said he told you didn't have to be Superman and trying to, win a game for the team. Was that something that was hard to swallow, or was it an easy, tinkering of your game as far as your mindset as you approach the quarterback position?
Yeah, I think just subtle things within a game that, just got to continue to remind myself and just be smart. And, it's not perfect. Obviously last game forced that one, definitely wasn't perfect and the wrong decision there. But at the same time, it's just been a constant kind of mindset that I got to just continue to remind myself, which I feel like I've had for the most part of my career as well. So it's always that toe in the line effect. And obviously, it can get you sometimes, but try and do the best you can.
Because considering, you've been playing the game for, what are you, 27, 28 years old? Is that easy to kind of change it though? I mean, considering how long you've been playing that style, and it led to you being the quarterback to be the number 2 overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, some of those things, simple answer is no, it's not always easy. And to some extent it can be. It can be just based on, play calling and how things are designed. And, having a run game like we've had here can obviously take a lot of that stress off and kind of free you up to just play. And so it's every year you're going to kind of have a different attack just based on the personnel that you have and how coaches are calling the plays.
Okay, we'll go 2 more. Taylor Tannenbaum.
A couple of weeks ago, I believe it was before the Buffalo game, we asked you if you kind of watched the standings. I know that was a while back before you guys were in the position you are now. And you said, we're not there yet, but eventually you may. Have you been paying attention now? Is this something you look at now with 3 games? I know, the Niners and Titans play on Thursday. That could have big implications when it comes to the South. So just how much are you paying attention at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we're aware. We'd be lying to say we're not aware of what's going on, but at the same time, we don't get consumed with it. We don't get consumed with it. We realize there's a lot of teams that are neck and neck, vying for some spots in our conference. And so for us, it's just prepare one game at a time. One game at a time, one opponent at a time, one practice at a time. Because like I said, there's a lot of teams vying for those couple spots. And, we a lot of that stuff's outside of our control. So like I said, we're aware of it, but we don't get consumed with it.
All right. Last one, Nate Atkins.
Yeah, I know this was like you said, a weird game for the passing game, just with the way it flowed. And Marcus was talking yesterday about how he likes to get you or any quarterback into a rhythm just to get some easy throws and string some completions together. Do you feel the effect of that when you are in that zone where you can get kind of multiple completions strung together? And does that at all help you kind of toe the line like you've been talking about?
It definitely can. Yeah, it's a great question. And it definitely can, just getting completions, for me, but also for receivers, getting guys involved early and just trying to solidify that, early and often that, we're going to be able to move the ball through the air and those things. And like you touched on, last game was definitely kind of an outlier, different. I mean, just the field position game, every aspect of the game was very unique, but it definitely can kind of, help us offensively and personally with each and every one of us to build that confidence throughout a game. So yeah, that definitely can be helpful.